Yeah, they got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down.
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here live on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about the world of professional wrestling after having a week off. EJ, you feeling rejuvenated?
Yeah, feeling rejuvenated, feeling refreshed. How you feeling, man? We got to get the lowdown on New Zealand.
I'm tired. I can't believe it. My vacation's already over and I got to go back to work tomorrow. I haven't gotten back on the right sleep schedule yet. So they're 18 hours ahead of us. So flying out Friday after work, we got there Sunday morning and tried to fucking power through. And my girlfriend's like, I got to take a nap. And I'm like, if I take a nap, my sleep's going to be fucked up the whole time. She took a long fucking nap. I went to the casino. I walked around a little bit and came back. She was still asleep. I was like, fuck. And I've been drinking too. I was like, I guess I'll fucking lay down until she wakes up. It didn't work. Woke up at 3 a.m. Was up again. So my sleep was all fucked up the entire time, which my sleep is fucked up now because the travel day on the way back, we left Friday, got back here Friday after traveling for 20 fucking hours. And I just hadn't been able to get back on my sleep schedule, which is perfect for somebody that gets up at 4:30 for work. So I didn't go to bed until that
early?
Yeah, I didn't go to bed till some days I do. If Mondays I have to be up at 4:30 just to get to work because I have to be there at 5. And then a couple days during the week when I go to the gym, I get up at 4:30 to try to be at the gym at 5. And yeah, last night I didn't go to bed till 3. So it's gonna be rough. Damn. But yeah, New Zealand was fun, man. A lot of food, a lot of good food.
Really?
That was my main takeaway. The food was phenomenal.
I'm
a big
breakfast
guy, and they had this thing called croffles, which is like a waffle and a croissant, and then you put toppings and shit on it, and you just eat it. We had that once. There's a food truck that's open from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. called The White Lady. And I saw it on TikTok. And I was like, I gotta fucking go here. And I was hoping it wasn't far away from us. And I look it up, EJ. It was literally the block next to us. We only went once, though. And it was hamburgers and basically American food, but done their way. They had poutine. That was good. But the breakfast, man, it was just they do eggs Benedict different. Instead of the English muffin or the biscuits or whatever we do, they use hash. And their bacon is done a little bit different, where it's bacon is ham, but it's pieces of ham more than it is bacon. And it's just phenomenal.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah, and then when you get an avocado smash, it ain't like going to Chipotle where the avocado is extra. You know what I mean? They give you a whole fucking 2 avocados on that motherfucker, and it's so good. Everything is fresh. Everything is different. I had what they call a meat pie, which is real big over there. Mm-hmm. What are you laughing at? What's so funny? Don't be immature.
I don't know. You know what I was thinking about.
But I was excited to try those. I didn't think I'd like them, but they had several places over there that did it. So we went to one called Rossi Brothers. You walk up and it's just a little pickup window. They don't even have anywhere for you to sit down and eat. It's in a mall. And I got a steak and smoked cheddar. I got a butter chicken, which is basically curry chicken. And Tabitha got what did she get? She got something weird that I would never fucking try.
A goat?
No, I think it wasn't good. No, it was something different. I can't remember what it was exactly though. But the steak and cheese one, like I destroyed that. So good. And then the curry one was okay. I took a bite of Tabitha's. It wasn't my thing. And then of course we did the Hobbit tour. And what came with that was they picked you up at 6 a.m. on a Mercedes-Benz bus with like 8 other people. It was a 2-hour drive away. We stopped. We got coffee. Took us to the Hobbit tour. You got a free beer at the end of that one. Then they took you to lunch. And then took you to a glowworm cave, which was pretty dope. But when they took us to lunch, it was like this roadside cafe, right? And all this was included because we paid for it. You got something sweet, you got something savory, and you got a drink. The savory thing could have been a chicken or pie or whatever. So, of course, I got another fucking meat pie, right? Like the steak and cheese joint, which I love. Tabitha got some kind of sandwich that it was a wrap, I think. That was phenomenal. Their desserts, man, they're like, everything is so big over there, but like, it doesn't make you feel like you're overeating. Like, I don't know if clearly they use different ingredients than we do, but you eat these big pieces of fucking sweets and then you eat a pie and you're like, I'm full, but I'm not stuffed. So you don't walk around feeling fucking disgusting after you get done eating like you do here in America when you overeat. I don't know. It was just, the food was phenomenal. The Lord of the Rings tour was great. I'm not into that, but that was fun. It was cool being on the set of that. Like I said, we did a glowworm cave tour, which was dope. Tabitha went bungee jumping. I walked up on the bridge with her, recorded it with my meta glasses. What's that?
You didn't do it too?
Shit, no.
Why not? It would have been a fun experience.
It's WPS, CJ. WPS.
Yeah, it is, but she's alive, so you would have been fine too.
You don't know that. It could have gave way when I got up there. Man, so where they do it, we're on the Auckland Harbor, which is where like all the cruise ships come in and there's like sailboats and just a bunch of shit. Like it was busy as fuck. The place she got us to stay at was dope. It was like a high-rise apartment. We were up on like the 34th floor. We're right by the water, so we could see everything. And the bridge that she jumped off of was the bridge that like all the boats go under. So we start across the street. We walk over. We're going under the bridge. On the bridge now. We both have to be hooked in to this like little safety cable they got. We walk what felt like a mile across this fucking bridge, EJ. Then we get there and I'm like, all right, finally we're done. And she's like, all right, now go up those steps. And these little rinky-dink ass fucking steps they had. Meanwhile, we're no longer hooked up to a safety cable. So if I fall, I'm in the fucking middle of the ocean now. So I'm shaking like booty meat, but I'm trying not to give it away to Tabitha because she's about to jump off this fucking thing. And we get up there and she was a fucking G about it, man. They hooked her up. They were like, what kind of music you want? She couldn't pick a song, which I thought was odd, right? Like, I felt like they should have told her before, like, they're going to ask you what kind of song you want to jump to. But you get up there, you're hooked in, and they're like, what you want to listen to while you jump? Like, I don't fucking know. I'm about to jump off a bridge. And so they picked the song for her. She got to the end, man, and she just fucking went. And I was like, she's fucking braver than I am. Because ain't no damn way.
What was her description of how the feeling was to free fall like that?
She said she got up there and she got to the edge and she's like, I could see why people would turn back right now. Like, I'm getting fucking scared. She was like, but the guy counted down 3, 2, 1 and she's like, I just fucking went. And she said she jumped and they told her, oh, you're not going to get close to the water. And she's like, I felt like I was about to hit the fucking water. She goes, when I got to the bottom, I was like, oh, fuck. I'm going to have to, like, swim now to live. And then it pulled her back up. And so, excuse me, the first time you do it, they told her, the first time you always have to go head first. If you do it after that, you can hook it up to your body and, like, jump and it can pull you. But the first time, you always got to go head first. After the second time you bounce, you pull up to where your feet are, where it's hooked up, and there's a little cable. You hit that, and then it releases you from being upside down, and you get pulled up normally. That seemed like a lot to me. Like, I don't know. And I was up there, like I said, I recorded with my Meta glasses. I posted a video on my social media, my Instagram and Facebook. And then she posted the video that they recorded. They made her a video. They took pictures for her. She got a t-shirt. Like, it was a lot of money for her to do it, but I felt like they tried to make the experience as good as it was, as far as like remembering it and shit like that. So I felt like that was worth it for her.
How expensive was it?
It was like 160 New Zealand dollars.
I don't know the conversion. New Zealand.
Well, the conversion rate to New Zealand's like 60%. We pay 60% to their dollar, so we're 60 cents on their dollar. So also that made me spend a lot more money than I probably would have anywhere else, because every time you went somewhere, it was like, yeah, $50, and then you do the fucking conversion rate. You're like, oh, that's not that. It was like you weren't even using real money.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. So we went to dinner one night. I'm about to do this in my calculator now. We went to dinner. It was pretty nice fucking dinner. And the bill comes and it's like $85, I think. Right. And I'm like, damn. Also, you don't tip there. So you go out to eat all the time. You don't tip. Everything's they get paid well enough to where you don't have to tip them in other countries. So the bill comes as $85. Now, you go out, nice meal, $85. Cool. You're doing that once a week. We're eating out the whole time we're there. $85 for a nice meal? I was like, fuck. Then you got to tip fucking $25 on top of that back at home. So that's what, $1.10? $50.99 American. We had steak. She had some kind of like lobster, I think. Like, it was a nice fucking meal. We had drinks. $50, 99 cents. So every time we go somewhere, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll pay for that. Where's my card at? Man, I got back. I spent so much goddamn money, EJ.
Oh, man. So, why is things so expensive here? I feel like the people over here just set a price just to set a price. It's not even because of inflation. They just, people are going to pay it, so we'll just set it at this price.
You know, I've been to 2 other continents now. Not that that's a lot, but, and they've been continents that have like really good economies, like Japan and New Zealand. But I feel that our country's just designed to fuck you over. We were sitting at breakfast one morning, and I was telling her, like, the cafe we were at, it wasn't busy. And the chick that was working there, she was like, whatever. And the reason was because their economy is set up to where if you're working in the service industry and your place isn't busy, you're still getting paid. If they are busy, you're still getting paid, right? So you don't have an awful attitude. You're going to work just like me and you go to work. Like, you're getting a salary. Over here, it's set up to where not only does the customer have to pay for the food they're getting, they also have to then compensate for the employee that's helping them by tipping them. So now you're paying double, and the business is making all the fucking money because they're getting money from you, and you're paying the employee, and they don't have to pay the employee. And it's just like, the difference in price of stuff is crazy. It really is. When you go and you go to different countries and you see this shit, man, it's like, we are getting fucked. Their healthcare is better. The way they take care of their employees is better. The way they run things are better. Like, things are more organized, more clean. Just, it's like, I thought America was supposed to be number one. Like, does our government not go to other countries and be like, we should do this shit?
It's all about the almighty dollar. Just want to keep the people, the 1%ers rich. Fuck the poor people in the middle class.
And that's another thing. In Japan, there was no like crazy fucking homeless people going around talking to themselves and shit. We saw a couple of that in New Zealand, right? A couple homeless people, but it wasn't like out of control. And I know we were visiting, so we weren't like we didn't go to any hoods or whatever. We were in the harbor. But it just felt like everybody was financially fine with where they were in life. You know how you can walk through certain cities in America and you'd be like, that motherfucker's struggling. We ain't see any of that. Everybody was just like going about their day, doing their thing. And it's a weird thing to say, but you can look at people and you can tell who's not worried about money. And I ain't see anybody worried about money except a couple homeless people that were there. And even they were doing all right. They're like, fuck, I'd rather be here in America.
Oh, man. What about like the interaction with some of the locals?
It's, I'm a sucker for an accent. Like, that Australian accent, it gets me every time. Even when like the women aren't attractive, it's still like, yeah, keep talking to me. But on our bus, we had a couple that was from San Francisco. We had a couple that was from Portland, Oregon. A couple that was from Ontario, Canada. Older couple. And then there was a single girl there from Australia that was traveling by herself. And then there was another girl from the UK, and she had moved to Orlando. And I'm like, every time they talked, I was like, yeah, keep talking. A UK accent and an Australian accent. It was fun. It was funny. All of our wait staff, like the words they use, like muck, like you don't want to muck it up instead of fuck it up, because they don't really cuss in person over there, which I had a big time adjustment to. Like I had to realize you can't just be cussing at people.
They don't cuss?
They do, but it's not like it's frowned upon to do it in public.
Really?
Yeah. I will say the one thing I didn't like, it was like organized chaos when it came to going out, right? So like I was waiting in line to get a drink at a bar, and there was two bartenders, and the third bartender was standing over to the right, and he was looking, completely seeing that we were waiting in line. And then somebody just walked up to him and ordered a drink. He never said, hey, you can come over here. I thought he was just like chilling. I didn't want to go fuck with him. And then somebody tried to cut in front of me while I'm waiting. I'm like, yo, man, you fucking saw me waiting here. Like, get out of the way. But yeah, no drama. No, it was a good trip. It really was. I know I'm missing stuff, but
I was about to ask you, how was the nightlife, like the bars, or I don't know if y'all went to any clubs as well.
So everything over there says open late. Their late is different than our late. Now, we were there throughout the week also. But one night it was like 8:30. And we were going around trying to find something to do, and everything was closed.
Really?
Everywhere we go, it was either closed or their kitchen was closed and they were done serving food at 8:30. You could still buy a drink, but their kitchen was closed. We stumbled upon like this rooftop bar that was pretty dope. It was kind of douchey. I don't think we were dressed for it, but it was pretty dope. We went to the rooftop of that. We went to this place called Dr. Rudy's 2 or 3 times, I think. That was the first place we went to get a drink, where I had an espresso martini sitting there on the harbor. Yeah, like I said, it was just good. We tried to do a thing where like we weren't trying to overeat, so we'd go places and just like split stuff and then get a drink here and there, which saved a lot of money because we spent a shitload of money. But the places we went to where we got something and split it, it was really good. It was enough. I don't think we tried anything weird. Tabitha may have, but I could be losing it. But their food was pretty Americanized over there. Like it was a lot of hamburgers and a lot of burgers.
I always feel weird about having hamburgers in other countries because everywhere I go besides America is a little bit off. It's like it's not bad, but it's like it's not
different.
Quite. It's different.
It's different. Their food was good though. I can't complain about anything that I ate there. Everything was really good. Like I said, all the breakfast that we had was phenomenal. I was a big fucking avocado slut while we were gone. Like everything came with avocado. I was like, I want it. Their Eggs Benedict. I'm not a fan of Eggs Benedict here in America, but over there, that shit was busting.
I like Eggs Benedict here. Sure, I would like it there too.
Yeah.
I was also going to ask, like, how was the flight there and back?
The flight there was rough. I think it may have been just because, one, we had both worked that day. So I was up early that morning. Our flight didn't leave until 6:30. Then we got there, and to get on the flight over there, it was like 15 hours, and I couldn't sleep to save my life. And it was like, it was very turbulent on the flight over there. Not like you're scared, but like the plane just kept fucking shaking the whole flight over there for like the first 4, maybe 5 hours when I could have went to sleep. I ended up watching like from Fast 5 all the way through Fast 9 on the way over there. I watched all of those. I watched Avengers, Infinity Wars, and like half of Endgame. On the way back, I felt like it went by faster. I finished Endgame, and then me and Tabitha watched 28 years later, I think is the movie. Awful. Hunk of shit, that movie. And then I watched the Batman trilogy. And
The whole trilogy?
The whole trilogy, yeah. It's a 14-hour flight.
I'm surprised you didn't download any wrestling. They didn't have no Wi-Fi?
I realized on the way back how to use their Wi-Fi by being an American Airlines member. I didn't realize that on the way there. But I'd already watched all the wrestling that week. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And we left Friday morning, New Zealand time, which is like Thursday afternoon, and we got back Friday afternoon. So nothing was on that I hadn't seen already. So just watched a shitload of movies. What's up, C Fluid in the chat? But the flight back was way better. They give you free drinks while you're up there, so you drink while you're there. Yeah. Nothing bad happened on the way back. It was pretty smooth sailing on the way back. We got back to Dallas, stayed there for a couple hours, and then flew back home. It was an hour and 10-minute flight back home. That connection flight, when you come back, I've noticed both times after flying for 14 hours on the big ass plane, that little 1.5, 2 hour flight back, that shit goes by so quick.
Yeah, how long was your layover? Because you mentioned in the chat, or was it which chat? Oh, you mentioned. I thought you might have mentioned it in the boot to the face. You mentioned it to our other chat about the raffle, the shuffle of getting some credits if you got picked.
Yeah, so that was odd, right? Like they sent me a message that morning, and it was like, "Hey, we're taking volunteers to do a later flight, and these are the prices for it. Check in with the desk after you sign up for it." We get there and sign up, and the girl's like, "Yeah, we're not taking volunteers." I'm like, "But it's right here. Like it says I'm on the list." She's like, "Yeah, we're not doing it today." So it didn't even happen. Like, which is fine. We were ready to come home.
That's that bullshit. False advertisement. But
would have been nice just waiting an extra 2 hours and then getting a $1,125 credit. That would have been. I'd signed up for that.
That'd have been dope, man. That's what's up, man. It's good that you had an overall great trip. Yeah. What's your next big trip? London?
Yeah. We're going all in. We're all elite.
Yeah, we're all elite. A lot of wrestling to catch up with. I probably forget about some stuff that we missed last week, but we'll try to get it in.
Well, let's get to it, man. Let's get to talking about some wrestling. Speaking of all elite, let's start there.
Okay.
Big thing happened Wednesday before I left, which I was upset that we didn't get to talk about. Kenny Omega wrestled Swerve Strickland in a really good match. And a lot of people say Swerve turned heel in this match. I thought, personally, he did the biggest babyface thing in the world, which was Omega's about to hit him with the V-trigger, and he pulls Aubrey Edwards in front of him. And I was hoping she'd be done refereeing, but yeah. People said that made him turn heel. What?
That's messed up, man. Girl Hebner, she's a pioneer.
Get her ass out of here.
Referees. You're a heel, man. I just realized you're a heel.
Get her. You know, my girlfriend doesn't even watch wrestling, but when she walks by and sees Aubrey Edwards on TV, she's like, this bitch.
Y'all both heel couple, man. We ever just out there just trying to live her life and
man, she out there trying to steal the fucking spotlight. No, nobody. You don't see Jessica Carr doing that.
Yeah, Jessica Carr don't got the Riz like Aubrey Edwards.
You ain't supposed to have Riz as a referee. You're supposed to count to fucking 3. Nobody's supposed to know your name.
Her and Bryce Risberg got all the Riz.
Bryce Rimsberg, this fucking guy, he's trash too.
Oh man!
But yeah, Swerve and Omega, man, it was. I know we're a week late because we didn't do the show last week, but I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about that. Like, I thought that match was phenomenal. I was glad Swerve won.
Yeah.
But the heel turn after was like so unexpected. He won the match and he turned around and beat the dog shit out of Omega. And I thought
what was the point of that?
I thought his promo this week kind of explained it, but I didn't think it did enough for it. But he told him, like, you just gonna go around calling other people the most dangerous? He took that shit, what Jordan said, and I took that personally.
Yeah.
Which I also started. I still haven't seen that documentary, and I started that on the way over there.
Did you finish it?
I started like the first 20 minutes. I was like, all right, I'm in no mood to watch the Bulls beat the Knicks again. So I lived through that shit. So I turned it off.
They had a nerve. But I'm surprised you didn't watch that like during the pandemic. I didn't have nothing else to do. We were stuck inside, so I watched.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Tiger King. I was fucking getting drunk on Zoom with everybody.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, terrible times for people dying, but like that was an interesting time in the world.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he turned on Omega and beat the dog shit out of him. Came out, cut what I thought was a good promo this week. You know, basically saying, look, when I was an asshole, that was the most successful part of my career. So I'm going back to doing that, and y'all can either ride with me or you can't. But I'm here to fuck everybody's shit up. I was with it.
Yeah, I don't really think he's still a full out heel. Like you said, he did some heel shit. He gave Kenny that fucking vertebraker on the table. I'm like, damn. But he's like that character, Shades of Grey still, though. People still want to cheer him. Can you even see him being like a full-fledged heel when people booing him, though, at this point?
I mean, is it his fault if people cheer him? Like, he's doing, if he's out there burning people's house down or breaking into people's house and threatening their baby and people still cheer him, that's not a him thing. That's a fucking America thing. Like, you some sick fucks in here. Like, y'all are the ones cheering. Yeah, y'all are the ones cheering that guy. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He can't make them. Now, he could probably come out and not be like, sickos, did you miss me? Like, that was a little chasing the hug, as they say. But I thought everything else in his promo was good.
Yeah, he's just telling the truth. I man, AEW is still cooking with Dynamite, and then I don't know if you saw Collision. So Collision went through that weird period after Punk left, where it was just basically Rampage Jr. and it's basically just wrestling. But now they're making it that you have to watch it. So like if you didn't watch it last night, you saw Wheeler Yuta got his cap snapped off, and you finally got to see the bald head, and you got Tekla out there cutting promos, and it's just you got to watch Collision now. It's just not like a throwaway show. So I like that as well. And like you said, Swerve on Dynamite, cooking. Yeah, man, they got a lot going on right now.
I'll say this, though. Somebody at AEW needs to contact HBO Max. So when I was in New Zealand and I wanted to watch Dynamite, I couldn't watch it live. I sent you a picture. Like, I finally was able to find it. I found it by accident. I was literally typing into the search, AEW Dynamite, and it was coming up with last week's search. I'm like scrolling around on there, and I see it in a category that I didn't search for it in. So I watch it. Last night, my girlfriend goes to bed. I'm trying to find Collision because I watched Elimination Chamber. So I'm trying to find Collision. Can't find it. I get up this morning. I'm looking for Collision to watch for the show. Can't find it. I looked in the sports section. I literally searched AEW Collision. It had last week's episode up and then episodes from like last year. I finally get to the sports section by accident. There's AEW Collision from last night on there. They really have to find a better way to put their most recent stuff out there where people can find it.
Yeah, it's annoying. Well, while we're still on there, speaking of HBO Max, did you see that Warner Bros. Discovery got bought by Paramount instead of Netflix? They came out with a bigger offer.
Is that I don't know what that affects.
So with the Netflix deal that was about to go through, it was only for like the streaming side of things, like HBO Max, and then all of the DC properties, and TNT and TBS were still going to be its own thing over there. But with this Paramount deal, they're buying the channels too, and DC properties, and so this means that Paramount own all of that, and people are saying that AEW's future might be shaky because you know who's friends with Paramount, the president of the United States, and you got these Brody King chants and stuff that people are talking about. So, and their contract is going to be up in after 2027. So, people are like,
I don't know. I don't think that will hold any kind of water. 2027. He'll have a year left. His ass will be out of here. Like by then, I think people will start standing up to him because he'll be on his way out. Right now, all those guys are scared of him because he's still got all this power. But with a year left, he's like a lame duck president after that. Sorry. Tabitha in the chat says, I'm late, but I think she got the Korean beef pie.
every time I hear meat pie and beef pie, my mind goes better for some reason.
There you go again, meat pie. My cousin said that shit. I posted the video of me eating it. He's like, meat pie? Pause twice. I'm like, get out of here. That shit was good.
That's hilarious.
It ain't like it had fucking wieners hanging out of it or something, like Vienna sausages in there. It was steak and cheese.
C. Fluid said Wheeler is not the only AEW talent with his head shaved. Yeah, I saw the clip going on with Johnny Wrestling, Johnny TV.
Yeah.
Not Johnny Wrestling. He got his head shaved in CMLL.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. What a weird place to agree to do it, though. Like, why wouldn't you do that on AEW where you get more visibility?
I saw a funny comment in the section. They said he should change his name to Johnny Sins now.
Gooner.
Dress up like the doctor.
That's funny. You're talking about Wheeler Yuta getting his head shaved. That was a thing that they finally showed on Collision. So you're right. With Collision, there's certain storylines that are just for Collision. A lot of people were upset. Like, they didn't even mention Wheeler Yuta getting his head shaved on Dynamite. Well, turn into Collision and you'll see it. You had what are they called? The birds, not the Birds of Prey. That was
the Brawling Birds. The Brawling Birds.
The Brawling Birds. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why I love this team and why I hate this team. I love this team because it reminds me of when I first discovered Jamie Hayter, and her and B. Priestley were a tag team in Japan, and I would always see their clips backstage, and they were just these fucking foul-mouthed women that loved to fight. And I hated the Brawling Birds because this is the same fucking thing, but it's not B. Priestley, and I just don't think that. What's my girl's name? That's
Alex
awesome.
Windsor.
I don't think Windsor has the same chops as B. Priestley does. I'm going to give it a shot, but it reminds me of something that we never got here in America. We had B. Priestley and Jamie Hayter for like 2 weeks in AEW together. And then I think one of them got hurt. But
I thought when she got fired, when Blair Davenport got fired from WWE, I thought it would have been a slam dunk.
Right.
I thought that would have been a layup, but she went over. I think she's in Japan, so.
Even if they bring her over and they put her in the group too, I think that would be better than, I don't know. I just don't think Windsor and Hayter have the same chemistry and they're trying the same thing. Like their little backstage segment where they were like, we don't give a fuck. That's basically the segment that I saw of B. Priestley and Jamie Hayter. They were cutting a promo about how much they travel and how fucking tough they are. And they were just cussing and you can suck my fucking cock, you know, in that English. That English accent that they use, and I was just like, I like these motherfuckers. And I just didn't get that with Windsor.
I like them so far though. Like you said, it might be acquired taste with Windsor, but I like their presentation, and I like that Jamie Hayter has something to do. This is why I wanted the tag team division to be put in place. But I know you've been a Jamie Hayter fan. Sometimes you just the light bulb just. I didn't realize that that woman was so fit, and I won't be creepy, but it's a fit woman.
Oh, be creepy, EJ.
Let's
Talk
just
about
say
her
that.
meat pie.
Ah man, you can't take it there, but yeah, she's a fit woman. And then this Wednesday, Brawling Birds, and they finally rolling out the inspiration. I know you weren't huge fans of them.
I like the Iconics in WWE. I thought they were phenomenal for what they were. I know they were like, we didn't get pushed. They were tag team champions. Neither one of them is the best in the ring singles, but I thought together, I thought they were phenomenal. And with WWE getting tag titles, like I thought they should have stayed. I wasn't too much fans of them in TNA. Like it's just running the same gimmick and not being able to call it the same thing just doesn't hit with me. And then they debuted, and didn't they debut like off of TV?
House show.
Yeah, like what are we doing? In Australia, they should have been on the fucking Down Under show. Grand Slam, that's the name of it. But that'll be good, but them debuting against the Brawling Birds, like, they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, that's gonna suck because they're probably gonna have to take the loss, and that's not building them as a strong team. But yeah, they're in there. But what is that? Where there's smoke, there's fire. Is your girl? What's her name? She was with Chris Jericho's group for a while. Ty J, Anna J. Is she like out of the company?
I don't know. She'll be at WrestleCon. I'll ask her.
Because it seems like the inspiration are like jumping in the place that Ty J wearing. I haven't seen them in forever after the tournament.
Yeah, that could be a reason why they didn't win. Which, you know, leads me to also Sky Blue and Julia Hart. They're just like jobbers now. Tekla's got the world title, and they're losing to tag teams that aren't even tag teams. And I'm not understanding that. You know, as a guy that wanted an original AEW team, whether it be Ty J or the Sisters of Sin to win the tag titles at first, to see Ty J just taken off TV and the Sisters of Sin to basically be Tekla's fucking henchmen, they get their ass kicked. Like, they might as well be J&J Security, and she's Seth Rollins.
I get what you're saying, but I'm not mad on the other side of things that they're trying to build Thunder Rosa as a credible, even though she's gonna lose on Wednesday, she's credible. And then just as a sentence, they're not losing to like you said, like a real tag team. If they're losing against like the tag team divisions a lot, then they're like, all right, what are we doing here? But you could heat them back up with the tag team division.
Yeah, but they just lost to a team that was just thrown together.
Yeah, but it's like two former world champions, you know.
Okay, but Thunder Rosa hasn't wrestled in like a year and a half.
Yeah, they're trying to heat her up. I wouldn't have done this method of heating her back up. I just would have had her in a singles match. So yeah, it's like a weird way to do it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. MJF and Hangman Adam Page have agreed to wrestle for the world title. I shouldn't say they've agreed. They're going to wrestle for the world title in the Texas Death Match. And if Hangman doesn't win, he never gets a shot at the world title again. I thought this was convoluted. I thought it was stupid. I thought, didn't Hangman like win a tournament already to get a world title shot?
Yeah. They
so
at the past paper, the Grand Slam was the #1 contenders match between him and Andrade.
So why the fuck does he have to put his "I'll never fight for the title again if you give me a shot"? Like, you already won the fucking tournament.
Why did Cody do it? Like, that was stupid too. Both of
Cody
them.
did it years. He didn't win anything for it. He just wanted a shot, and Jericho wouldn't give it to him. But like, storyline wise, Hangman has a shot at the title already.
Yeah. The reason why he did it is because he wanted to do it in his specialty match. If he would have did a regular match, he wouldn't have the, sacrifice his world title opportunities in the future. But he wanted to do a death match for some reason. But that was the only way MJF would agree to it.
You know what he was? Everybody with me say it. A dumbass babyface.
Babyface.
Seaflu in the chat says, I got a strange feeling that Swerve will cost Hangman this match. And you talk about somebody becoming a heel. You want people to boo him then? Do that shit.
Yeah. I can
Also,
see that happening.
Seafluid's point leads me to a thought, like, where does this leave the Hangman and Swerve relationship at?
Well, if he costs him the match, it's on site again.
Well, yeah, right. I'm talking about right now. Like, he just destroyed Omega, who's Hangman's boy, and Hangman's like caught in the middle. Like, me and Swerve, we got this unspoken, like, awkward friendship where we just beat the fuck out of people, and me and Omega, we're cool, and Swerve just tried to kill him. You know, like, where does that leave them?
Hangman hasn't really addressed that. Like, are there really boys like that? Like, your boy just got destroyed and you ain't saying nothing. He's silent on that. It's weird.
I mean, I called him a dumbass babyface a second ago, but hey, man, I got a world title shot. Like, that's between you and him right now.
So we missed the week where Hangman initially said it, but the internet's been going crazy. Like you said, they're calling him dumb. But where do you see the end game for this? Because I don't think Hangman's winning at this pay-per-view.
He better fucking win.
And then I don't like that. I don't like hot potato with your world title. I get it, like you got to switch it up sometimes, but it'll be a little bit too much now if they put it back on Hangman between Joe and Hangman, and after the long Moxley reign, it seems like a little bit of hot potato in. That's what the TNT title's for.
You can't have your biggest babyface in the company not able to wrestle for the title. You would think they'd be smart enough from what they did with Cody years ago to not do this shit
But you know what? And like from a kayfabe perspective, I get it. But what this is for, Rucker, the pin, you could easily write your way out of it. Like Hangman, turn Hangman heel. Like, I don't give a fuck about that stipulation. He's a heel now, waiting down the road. I'm challenging for the title. Like, who's gonna stop me? So you could get out of it somehow, even though the parents would bitch. He's backing out his words. So what? It's wrestling. It's scripted entertainment.
Then why do it if you're just gonna have them break it?
Just a way for people to not bitching about this being like a rematch. This is like the third time they fought within a year span.
They literally wrestled at Revolution last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Opening match.
You know, it's a way to put a little seasoning on it, but I don't know. I just wish it was Andrade that won a Grand Slam. I think that would have been a good way to switch it up, but I'm not mad at Andrade Bandito.
Andrade ain't got time for no world title. Andrade out there getting bitches.
You saw that girl in the crowd. She kissed him on the cheek. Hey, he's got a new little
MILF. That one, what? Right? Like she's more of a seasoned veteran, as they say.
Yeah, and he's got the pull off pants now. So I wouldn't be mad if Andrade got to run somewhere down the line.
Is he and Bandito for the ROH title?
I was wondering that because I didn't see that on the graphic.
I didn't either.
Why aren't they fighting for the ROH title?
What would be the point of? Why would you put that on the pay-per-view if it wasn't for the title? You got all these fucking titles. Don't just have the champions wrestle without defending the belt. Maybe
they'll correct that on Wednesday. I won't be mad at Andrade being ROH champion.
Back to the MJF and Hangman. MJF comes out and he's pissed on Collision. And I did not understand this segment. He comes out, he's like, I'm not going to let the show go on without a hitch. And then Kevin Knight comes out, calls him a little crybaby bitch. MJF gives him a world title shot and leaves. You just said you weren't going to let the show start. Somebody came out and called you a bitch and you give him a title shot.
The way that they did it was sloppy, but I like that they're featuring Kevin Knight. He could talk on the mic. I didn't realize he was good as a talker as he is. It seems like they were not shoving him down our throats, but making sure that they featured him because he came out in another segment later on in the show, didn't he, with Speedball?
You know, you're talking about him talking on the mic. When his music hit and he was walking out there, I was like, is he going to be able to talk with MJF? This dude seemed so calm walking out there. I didn't realize he's almost 30 also. So he's like, he's not like a young rookie. He walked out there chewing his fucking gum, like Like, he owned the fucking room, and I was like, I don't know what he's about to say, but I like it already. Like, he just walked out there. He didn't have that deer in the headlights look, and I think that was step one of it. He stumbled a little bit on the promo, like cussing MJF out, but for the most part, like I thought he hit a home run, and I think they're using Kevin Knight perfectly right now.
And then, did you like when he came back out and him and going at Okada and Fletcher?
Yeah.
Right? They got like you said, they got 1 million belts. They like going through all of the combinations that can happen. They're like, we could defend our trios belts, or we could take your international belt, or we could take your TNT belt. Like, damn, y'all got too many damn belts.
Right. There's too many options for 2 people in the ring right now. 4 people in the ring, and you got 6 belts you could take.
But that's what I think, to tie it all back together. I think that's what's going to happen once Hangman loses. I think he's going to lose, most likely going to lose. I think they're just going to focus him, heating up that trios division with Jet Set Rodeo. Now that he won't be able to challenge for a belt. You really think they would put the belt back on him this quick, though? You alluded to it earlier.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, thinking of the AEW Championship division, if they end up putting the title back on Hangman, I don't see the point in Samoa Joe getting the title at all.
Exactly.
Like, it made no sense for Hangman to lose the title that quickly to Samoa Joe. And then Samoa Joe's title reign was so fucking forgettable.
Yeah, just a month. I just don't see it happening because, I might be wrong, but I just see MJF holding it until we get our boy Ospreay back. That's what I think.
I see Ospreay and Swerve in Wembley.
If that's happening, then I think Hangman might win, and then Swerve would take it off him as a heel.
I think some kind of way Swerve's going to end up being the biggest heel by the time we get to Wembley as the world champion, and Ospreay's going to come get the title from him. Because we'll talk about it later. Ospreay versus AJ Styles ain't happening.
Nope. He's done. Well, you never say never, but it ain't happening anytime soon. So, yeah, I can see it. Swerve and Ospreay at Wembley. I wouldn't be mad at that. It'd be Swerve's second time headlining in Wembley because him and Danielson in 2024. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Before we get off AEW, I want to talk about Tekla because, she won the title a couple weeks ago. We hadn't really got to talk about her, and there's a reason we hadn't got to talk about her because AEW's not talking about her. This is such a long line of women champions that win the belt and then they just disappear off TV for a couple weeks. Now, she was there cutting a promo the other day in the crowd. But the Dynamite following her winning the title, she just beat Statlander. She was like taking selfies in a hotel room. Like, I ain't gonna be there tonight. Then she wasn't on Collision. Then she did a promo on Dynamite. Did a promo this week against Thunder Rosa. I'm not a fan of somebody becoming a champion for the first time and them not being able to come out and just like, especially a heel. Like, I need to rub that shit in y'all's face.
Maybe I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I feel like she's been on TV pretty regularly, just cutting promos. She hasn't really been wrestling. How would you like to see her featured a little more?
Has she been in the ring?
I think she's always been out in the crowd or backstage.
I need the champion, the new champion, their music to hit, them to walk to the ring, and if they're a babyface, I need to be like, thank you everybody for sticking with me. And if they're a heel, I need to be like, go fuck yourself. I told y'all I was the shit. And now look at me, I'm the champ. In the middle of the ring. She hadn't done any of that. They didn't even have her on the show the next Dynamite after she won the title. And there's a line of women that they've done that with. And Thunder Rosa. She won the belt. She wasn't on TV for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I agree with you. Product still ain't perfect, so they need to tweak that and have their champions to the forefront, at least the women's champion.
And I'm sorry, but Thunder Rosa is her first challenger. Like, she just got back. She's not in, like, she doesn't look the best in the ring right now. Like, I personally think Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, people like that were, the stalwarts of the division back in the day, I think the division's passed them by.
I definitely would say that about Britt Baker. You might be right, even though it hurts me to say, because I like Thunder Rosa. But she probably needs to find her niche, and that won't be at the world title scene right now. Get her tag team partner. Tony was her partner for a while, but Tony cheated on her and got Mina.
I mean,
maybe yes. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I think she's still helpful to the company. She could be that Natalia type figure. This is just a way to get Tekla a win. But I'm curious to see what Tekla's first big feud's gonna be, though. I think that's crucial.
Yeah. Anything else you got on ABW before we go across the street?
We pretty much hit everything. Let's go over across the street.
We briefly mentioned it a second ago. AJ Styles. We thought AJ would, at least I did. I shouldn't say we. I thought AJ and Ospreay would be a thing that would be happening at Wembley or Revolution. At least AJ at Revolution. Apparently, WWE pulled a fast one. They brought him back to Atlanta this past week, and without telling him, put him in the Hall of Fame. So now he's basically stuck with WWE and can't do anything until after April. And I think I read somewhere that he actually signed a contract with him now, so he's like locked in with him.
Yeah, he signed a deal where he's going to be helping out at the Performance Center down there in Orlando. I'm hearing it's only like a couple times a month because he doesn't want to move down there. He wants to be in Georgia still. I mean, I'm sure he's taking a haircut, so there's no sweat off their back. Like, we're not paying you a full salary, but you get like a fifth of this and still earning a lot per year. And yeah, I mean, good for him. He's been doing this for 20 plus years. So people are saying that WWE did this on purpose so he wouldn't go across the street. I don't know. They might be right.
That's what I thought. On my plane ride from Dallas to Atlanta, I was listening to the No Contest Wrestling podcast with O'Shea Jackson. He had John Cena on there. And Cena was talking about how AJ knew in September, October, that Royal Rumble was his last match. So apparently he's been like, no, I'm done. And Cena said AJ looked at him and was like, look, man, I'm 49 years old. Like, I'm done. Like, I've been doing this shit forever. I'm tired. So we're all like, oh, AJ wants to go have these dream matches and whatever. Maybe AJ's like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't need a fucking retirement tour. I'm on my retirement tour now. Y'all just don't know it. And he lost to Gunther, and that was the end of it.
I don't want to be that guy, but I will say this. A year or two, he's tired of being around his family so much. The neck is feeling good. Gets a ring from Tony Khan. $2 million a year, limited dates. You come in, we put bangers on.
He'll be 51 years old then, though.
My guy Sting was 60 plus out there putting bangers on.
Yeah. And Lashley's in his 50s.
Yeah, Ed is older than him. I'm just saying, not that it happened, but like I'm saying, after a year or two, he might, get the itch again. Who knows? But I think he's done. I'm like 80 to 90% sure that won't happen, but you never know.
So AJ Styles, the newest Hall of Famer. It was in Atlanta.
I was about to say the Undertaker. What do you think about the Undertaker? I'm tired of rolling this. I'll keep my thoughts to myself on Undertaker.
He's like the Hall of Fame inductee guy now. Like he did it with Stephanie McMahon, and now he does it with AJ.
He's so eye-rolly coming out there with his Kid Rock music, and I don't know.
Maybe he'll roll out the TNA this week and tell Mickie James she's in WWE Hall of Fame.
Wishful thinking. That's the only show I didn't get to see this past week. I'll watch it probably later on.
I'm gonna see it the next 2 weeks because I'll be live in Atlanta for both of them.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Thursday I got front row tickets.
Center stage is gonna be at?
No, it's at the same arena that AEW was at the last time where I got that Swerve video.
I'm gonna be curious to see if the crowd is comparable because you said it was pretty full there when AEW is, right?
Yeah. I mean, that place only fits like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people. So they get a couple grand in it, it'll be all right. And TNA does well here. They've always been at center stage, but it's always a sellout. So I'm hoping they'll have people there.
Yeah. You say 2,000 with the stage and stuff, it'll look good.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm front row Thursday night. And then Friday, which is the recording for the following Thursday, I have the last seat on the ramp, like closest to the ramp in the back row. Mm-hmm. So I should get some good videos of entrances and shit like that.
Yeah, maybe you'll see your girl, Cora Jade.
Yeah, she's wrestling. Who's she fighting? She's fighting somebody Thursday. Oh, she's fighting Mara Sade Thursday.
Former Jakara Jackson.
Yeah.
Elena Black is her name, right? And TNA.
I also get a women's title match with Ariana Grace defending the title against whoever she's fighting.
Yuck.
Oh, she's fighting. What's my girl's name? She was Jody Threat.
Oh yeah.
So.
And I like Ariana Grace, but I'm not expecting her to put on any 5-star classics in the
ring. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm hoping I get this. Well, I'm hoping Mickie James will be there. She will after she got her ass kicked this week. It sucks that the Inspiration won't be there because they're fun to watch in person. Racist Chin will be there, I'm sure. Maybe this whole thing with the system will go down in Atlanta.
That'd be a good place to have it go down.
Yeah. Is Moose fucking cucking Eddie Edwards or is Alicia... Sorry, that was vulgar. Is Alicia a spy and they're just doing this to get Moose to let his guard down?
I think she's a spy. She's just not convincing as a babyface.
Old drunk ass Alicia Edwards.
Yeah, that'll be fun though.
Yeah.
At TNA.
I'm excited about that. We'll talk about that next week. But yeah, AJ's going to the Hall of Fame. WWE was here in Atlanta this past week. I thought it was odd that quietly they took NXT from Atlanta this past week.
What do you mean?
It was supposed to be at center stage.
Oh.
And they didn't announce that it wasn't going to happen. I guess the people that bought tickets, they just gave them their money back. But because I was looking at originally before we booked the trip to New Zealand and I saw this, I was like, I'm going to NXT. I'm not going to Raw. Raw's tickets are way too fucking high. And the NXT tickets were high. So I was waiting on those to come down. Then we booked the trip to New Zealand. I kind of lost sight of it. And I just realized watching NXT, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not center stage. These motherfuckers are at the Performance Center.
Yeah, man. That's annoying. I wonder what happened.
Tickets are probably too high. People say, fuck that. I'm not buying. Because they were high. Like, the cheapest ticket, I think, to get into center stage was like $300 and something.
Damn. That's ridiculous. Hey, man, they got to do something because, these ticket prices and they're not selling as much. But while we're still on NXT, what do you think about new champions? They had like 3 new champions. They had new tag team champions, new speed champion, new North American champion. Your girl Zarya turned on Sol Ruka.
Oh, loved it. What a good way to turn to. Just like, who saw that coming? Everybody thought, oh, it'll happen after the match or it'll happen like in an interview. She's like, nah, I'm going to wait for this bitch to get a title shot. I'm going to just beat her ass for the bell rings. And then, I don't like Jacy Jane, but her hitting her move and winning, and then be like, I did it, like celebrating, like she did something so courageous. Was so good to me, like.
And what do you think? What do you think about Miles Bourne, man? I'm still not sold on the kid, but that's the belt he should be winning. It's definitely the belt he should be winning.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not completely sold on him. I'm also not sold on this Ricky Saints and Ethan Page like friendship out of nowhere.
It's a little weird.
Like they were just beefing 2 months ago, like trying to kill each other, and now they're like, "Oh, I'm watching your back," and then they got the new tag champs in their little group too. Like it's
Vanity Project.
yeah, it came together so quickly that I don't trust it.
What do you mean you don't trust it? You think somebody's gonna turn on somebody, or you just don't like it?
I just don't like it. Like it's too. Like I said, they were just having like death matches with each other.
Yeah, that is true.
And now he's like hanging out with him at the training table. Like, don't worry about it, dog. You got it. We got your back. No, you don't. And now Ethan Page doesn't have a title. There's no way he's just going to sit there while Ricky Saints tries to become NXT champion.
I think Page might be on his way up to the main roster. I mean, he's already ready for it, but who knows? But yeah, I could see. I'm kind of all over the place, but I could see Zarya and Soruka being at Stand and Deliver. I don't know if we talked about this on air because you was thinking about going to Stand and Deliver in Vegas, but looks like that's going to be in St. Louis.
Another one they moved because WWE basically said, if you broke ass niggas ain't got money to go to Mania, how y'all gonna go to Stand and Deliver?
Well, that's a good thing for me. That's a good thing for me because I'm only a few hours down the road. So I guess I'll be at Stand and Deliver. I didn't plan on it, but I guess I will be at Stand and Deliver this year.
Speaking of Vegas, one of the things I was up last night doing was hotel stuff. Like I'd already booked my hotels, but I was like, could I use my points and get like a really good like suite and throw a watch party like just a Sunday night?
That'd be dope.
And I booked one. It was like with my points and everything, it was like $200 at the Horseshoe for like a 1,400 square foot suite with like the bedroom, a big ass living room, a dining room, 2 bathrooms in it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I canceled my MGM stuff. And they immediately sent me an email like, hey, we saw you canceled your shit. Like, do you want another deal? So now I canceled that big room at the Horseshoe. And now for like less than $100, I got 2 nights with a suite at the Luxor. It's not as big. It's only like 650 square feet. But yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people going out there.
I know a lot of people that may go out. Robin White's going. So I'll be hanging with him regardless. My best friend Brent will be there. And I know a lot of people in the wrestling community that are like on the fence right now. So getting that big ass suite, it probably would have been like 3 people coming in. And it's like, what would be the point of that? So if
how much you gonna charge for this watch party?
I was gonna charge like $15 a head. Bring your own alcohol.
Hey, I said go for it, man.
Yeah, maybe. You know, we'll do a heat check closer to. I can always go back and do that. But like, I didn't want to spend that much money on a big ass room. And like I said, 3 fucking people show up. I get $45 for it, and then I got to pay the rest. Like, fuck that.
What if you opened up the Netflix app and it's like, we know you're hosting a watch party. You are now blocked from.
I tell you what, watching Elimination Chamber last night, it kept. Like 3 times it came up and was like, it seems like you're using
VPN? Damn.
No, it didn't say VPN. It said something else. But all I had to do was like exit out and then go back to Elimination Chamber and pick right back up. It was like a 3-second thing, but I could see that being annoying. Like you're at a WrestleMania party and you're like, where the fuck is the remote? Like who's got the remote? Something big's about to happen, and I could see that being annoying. But I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I got 2 Fire Sticks on my main TV out there, so you know it comes in handy when I do a split screen during football season. And one of the apps it won't let me do Netflix. It says we know you got a VPN open, but the other Fire Stick it has no problem. So I don't know. I think they like slowly but surely trying to crack down on this.
Well, don't run any updates out there if you use the VPN.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from updates because that might be it.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't a big fan of Denise Salcedo when she came on Busted Open, but she's kind of grown on me. But she was on national radios talking about how she uses a VPN for Netflix. I'm like, they listening. Why would you do that? on national,
They had Stephanie McMahon promoting a VPN.
That's true, but she wasn't saying to use it on our product.
She pretty much was. She just didn't know she was. She was like Anchorman. She was just reading the fucking script. And I'm sure somebody was like, yeah, we don't need to be having you do that ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, but like people on podcasts or radio shows, keep it on the low. Like we don't want them to crack down on this shit, man.
Right.
Keep using it.
The VPN people are probably paying them to say that shit. But if that's the case, y'all need to figure out how to make sure that doesn't happen if they do. Because right now, that's how I watch WWE pay-per-views. I was in Brazil last night.
I watch everything on Netflix. Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Yeah, same. I got it on my iPad. I got it on my Fire Stick. I got it on my phone. I paid like $53 for a year for my VPN.
Yeah. Trying to get every type of nickel and dime in us. I wonder how that ESPN experience is going because I haven't watched anything. I didn't hear that pay-per-views on ESPN.
I haven't either. Last night was my first time watching from Brazil, and I noticed like Alexa Bliss's entrance. I was like, this shit's taking forever. And I thought about it. I was like, I bet this is an ad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's probably what it is. I mean, Canada, if you're using Canada, I want to say they don't, but anywhere in Europe, you don't get the ads, so that's why I always do something from Europe. But.
They do this little annoying music, and the wrestlers like posing and shit in slow motion and like doing little emotes. Yeah.
The little background music.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
When you're watching SmackDown. But yeah,
all
man.
Right. Let's get into Elimination Chamber. That took place last night. You had Rhea Ripley win the women's chamber. And my main takeaway from this match, well, two of them. One, there was nobody else to win. They're not going to do Tiffany versus Jade again. Asuka's phenomenal, but she's been made into such a joke. Alexa Bliss standing in front of Jade Cargill at WrestleMania? No thanks. Like, the size differential there doesn't work. Kiana James, as much as I like her, she's not ready for that. Who else was in the match? Raquel. Raquel was the other standout. Raquel made me cheer for her last night. I actually wanted her to win.
So, when I was watching SmackDown, when did I watch SmackDown? I'm pretty sure I didn't watch it live because I was out and about. But once they dropped the tag team titles, I'm like, Rhea's winning. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? I watched Elimination Chamber. I got up at 5:30, not on purpose, but I was already up. I'm like, I might as well catch up because we got a show to do. So I watched it all this morning. And I'm like, this does nothing for me. Rhea versus Jade. I don't know why I feel like that, but I'm just not that excited.
Yeah, they haven't built anybody up for Jade, and they also haven't built Jade up. So it just feels secondary. Like,
you know what I think? Sorry to interrupt you. You know what I think? I think this is supposed to be Bianca's spot, and she just wasn't healthy.
Definitely. I thought Bianca, like, saying she was going to get surgery was like kayfabe. But apparently she's like, her finger's really fucked up from last year. She posted a thing on Instagram the other day, like the stitches in her finger, and she finally got it fixed, and hopefully y'all never have to deal with like knuckles and fingers, and they're so complicated, blah blah. And I'm like, damn, all from breaking your damn finger last year, you can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
Bianca being hurt, Naomi being pregnant really killed Jade's momentum. And they've just,
Yeah.
I think they've had Jade in like on standby, hoping Bianca could come back, and it just didn't happen. And now WrestleMania is here, and they got nobody built up for. Honestly, if you would go back in time and tell me 3-4 years ago in Boot to the Face I was going to say this, I'd slap the shit out of you. I feel like they should have just had Charlotte wrestle Jade.
Wow. I can't believe that just came out of your mouth.
Of all the people that are available, including Rhea, I'd rather see Charlotte wrestle her.
I think I might actually agree with you. Definitely more than Rhea. But going back to the Raquel thing, I think that was, even though the match might not be good, but just having those two larger than life type women wrestlers go at it, I would have been all for that. Like, it's the Hoss fight of women, the woman Hoss fight.
Man, since Royal Rumble, Raquel's been fucking tossing Rhea around. Like Rhea's supposed to be the big badass powerhouse. Raquel's been throwing her around like a little fucking... The way she eliminated her at Royal Rumble, she did one thing yesterday where she just fucking picked Rhea up from outside the ring and just tossed her back into the ring like a little kid. I was like, she is dominating. She pinned Asuka and Kiana James at the same time. I was kind of pissed off about that because I thought Kiana James had a good showing last night. But yeah, Raquel was just... She was on one last night. Liv gonna have a problem when she get the title. Yeah, I can see that now. SummerSlam, Raquel's the babyface and Liv's the heel, and Raquel's gonna end up taking the belt from her.
You couldn't see vice versa, Liv turning face.
Either way, Raquel's gonna beat the shit out of Liv at SummerSlam.
Damn, how they gonna stretch it out that long? That's a long way to go.
It's just August.
Yeah.
So Rhea wins. Any other takeaways you got from the Women's Elimination Chamber?
Nah, we pretty much hit everything.
Becky Lynch taps out to AJ Lee. Hated
It
it.
does nothing for me.
Hated it.
I mean, it's an interesting way to do. We know they're probably gonna rematch at WrestleMania, but I thought it would have been like the reverse. Becky winning some dastardly way, and then AJ got her get back at Mania. But I'm guessing it's gonna be a short reign for her because I think Becky will win at the rematch at Mania. But then what?
I think they just did it so they could do that little moment with her and CM Punk in Chicago.
With him naked with the titles? Did you see that?
No. Them in the ring celebrating together. That was gross, by the way.
I thought Punk was your guy now. I'm surprised you didn't enjoy that photo.
I like meat pies, not meat guys. It's different. No, just AJ Lee does nothing for me, man. Becky like carried that match. And even at the end, where the big spot was supposed to happen, AJ Lee wasn't even in the right place. Like, Becky was about to charge at her and go hit the fucking exposed turnbuckle. And AJ Lee was, like, to the left and, like, in the middle of the ring. And Becky's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they had to reset the whole thing and do it over again. And it was just like... Jessica Carr, she needs to be investigated. It's not just me saying it. Everybody's saying it. Like, I feel like she's an impartial... When I saw she was the referee, I knew Becky wasn't going to win.
Damn.
It's kind of like when Ed Hockley would referee Cowboys games.
Ed Hockley, isn't that the random? He was the Jack ref.
Yeah, the old guy. He was like, penalty on that team, and we're going this way. It's like, that is unnecessary, bro. Like, why is your shirt so tight? First off,
Yeah.
Everybody else out here is wearing long sleeves. You got a sleeveless tank top on.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know like where they go with this feud, but I guess we have to sit and watch.
Yeah, Becky tapping out though I didn't like, but
She's a heel though.
yeah, she's She's doing the Lord's work right now. She's trying to work with people that are less than in the ring and get them over, as opposed to being in the world title picture, letting other people shine in the title picture. I see what she's doing, but I'm just not a fan of it.
I've been saying I would like to see her in the world title picture because needs to be the belt to elevate the up and coming talent, I think. But they're doing
AJ's
it
not
for,
up
like,
and coming though, and she's not a workhorse.
That's what I'm saying, like,
AJ Lee's not good in the ring. EJ, she can't be the Intercontinental Champion.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing with the belt? This is like the Achievement Award belt now.
Could you imagine a match with AJ Lee and Maxine Dupree?
No, I can't imagine it. I don't want to imagine it.
But Becky had matches good with both of them.
She did. I'm not disputing that. But
She really is the best. She's the GOAT. The greatest women's wrestler of all time. It's not just me saying it.
Sports Illustrated said it.
Bleach Report said it. Boot to the Face says it.
Yeah. Stamp of approval.
CM Punk defeats Finn Balor in a really good match. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if I haven't been paying attention, and he's been doing this already. When Finn Balor's music hit last night, I thought the Demon was coming out. That wasn't his Judgment Day music. That was his old school Finn Balor music. I don't know if he's been using that, and I've just been fast forwarding it. But when that music hit, I was like,
really?
Yeah, I thought the Demon was coming out.
He started using it back in Ireland. He's been using it for a few weeks now.
Yeah, like I said, when I watch Raw and shit like that, like I fast forward through the intros and all that. So that's, it could be my problem, but I still did like the intro. Like his intro's still dope. Finn Balor's just a little fucking. They said he weighed 192 pounds. I was like, you can't be the heavyweight champion of the world.
That's about Rey Mysterio's weight, right?
He's so good though, Finn Balor.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was floating in and out of consciousness during this match and was awake for the beginning, and then I had to rewind a couple times and fell asleep again and caught the end. You said it was a good match. Was there no interference from Dom? Because a lot of people were speculating that. When I woke up, he was just getting to go to sleep.
No, it was just. He actually hit his finish. He fucking drove Punk through the barricade outside, brought him back in the ring, hit the coup de grace. Punk kicked out, and then like a minute later, he had to go to sleep on him and pinned him. Seaflow in the chat says Balor carried that match. I completely agree. And you know who else agrees? Roman Reigns. Because Roman tweeted, I don't know who was more tired, the crowd or the champion.
It's not.
Enjoy your last month of relevancy. And I thought, God damn. Roman has to win at WrestleMania. Like, we're going to talk about that later, but there's no way Punk should beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Like, enough already. He's not been the champion for 2 years. He's let everybody else have their turn. Like, it's time to give Thanos his gauntlet back.
What's Roman Reigns world title run look like though in 2026?
Hopefully it looks like a Jey Uso heel turn and Money in the Bank win and cash in on Roman Reigns.
That's not gonna. I'm sorry, man. I'm not really feeling Jey Uso right now.
I'm not either.
They could heat him back up with a heel turn, but
yeah, it's too late. They should have turned him heel. The whole world wanted Jey to stand up to Roman, and they let Sammy do it first. Then they let Jimmy do it. Then Jey finally did it. Now the whole world wants Jey to turn heel, and it looks like Sammy's gonna turn heel before he does. So when he does it, like, it ain't gonna matter. But I don't know what they got going on with Jey. Like, it's not working though. The crowd still loves him. I'm still cheering for him, but I agree with you. Like, I'm just not feeling it right now, and it looks like he's not feeling it.
Well, yeah, he. I thought he was gonna be in the chamber. Looks like the injury bug has hit the vision again with your boy Bronson Reed, my cousin, tearing his bicep.
So we'll just go on past CM Punk and Balor. The whole sequence last night with, starting Friday with Jay getting taken out. So Reed got hurt and Jay ends up winning. Obviously, I don't think Jay was supposed to win. I think that was supposed to be Bronson Reed, right? Mm-hmm. They take him out and they put Logan Paul in. I think what Logan Paul did, eliminating 3 people and getting taken out by Seth, was supposed to be Bronson Reed. And I think when Bronson Reed did it, I think that was supposed to be Braun Breaker. And Seth was supposed to come back and fuck over Braun Breaker. So all they did was left everything in there and they just kept replacing people. Like, all right, well, Breaker's gone, so we're going to let Bronson Reed do it. And then Bronson Reed got hurt and they're like, shit, the next guy up in the division's Logan Paul. And Seth came back and screwed him over. But yeah, I think Braun Breaker was supposed to dominate, eliminate 3 people, and then Seth was supposed to fuck him over.
So like you said, this is a terrible way of pivoting. They just cut and paste it. So we're gonna get a WrestleMania rematch between Seth and Logan Paul. I don't want to see that.
I think Logan Paul and Javon Evans at WrestleMania would slap.
That would be dope. Something different. What would the point of a Seth Rollins and Logan Paul rematch be?
Logan Paul wasn't even in the division when Seth got turned on.
You're right. He wasn't. Because he was a replacement basically.
Yeah, so I don't see the cachet of Rollins versus Paul. Like the story doesn't fit.
I don't know. It's your boy, man. Triple K.
And I think Logan Paul is either Javon Evans at WrestleMania or they turn out that Logan Paul and them took out Jay and it'll be the Usos versus Logan Paul in Theory at WrestleMania.
You said who against the Usos against Logan Paul in Theory?
Yeah. I think the Vision took out Jay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because he got a spot. I can see that happening. Before we get to the winner, I was hoping that they would like switch it up and maybe have like a surprise LA Knight win, but he didn't make a good case. You see him on that turnbuckle.
And you go to Boots to the Face's Twitter. I talked about it on there.
I didn't see your tweet. But
yeah, it's every time they put this guy in a big spot, he does something like that.
Yeah, you just said it perfectly. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the jitters. Somebody said, I think I saw somebody online say something was running the turnbuckle. It might have happened to Finn too. Did something happen with Finn on the turnbuckle?
Finn Balor was standing on the turnbuckle over Punk and like slipped off. But like it wasn't anything, like he wasn't doing a move or anything. He was like standing up talking shit and he slipped and just stood up over him. But I ain't trying to hear that shit. Like we talked about this, and I'm not talking to you, I'm talking about whoever was making that excuse. Me and you talked about this a year or so ago when you were pushing for LA Knight, and I'm like, he just always fucks up in the match. Like he kept trying to do that move where he'd run to the turnbuckle and jump up to the top rope. How many times did he fall down off of that shit? Like he finally hit it and everybody like exploded. Like, oh my God, he did it. Even he was like relieved. And it's like, dude, you're too big. Quit doing shit like that. Like LA Knight's a big motherfucker. Wrestle like a big man. You don't have to do this fucking hopping all over the ropes and shit when your ass keeps falling down.
Yeah, and then the way he tried to recover was sloppy. Somebody was like, Triple H probably fed it in the ref's ear, like, all right, you eliminated next.
Yeah. Get his ass out of there.
I mean, yeah, it's not a good look. I mean, like,
it'll be on Unreal now. Unreal LA Knight was supposed to win last night, and he fucking fucked up. Triple H is like, Orton.
Yeah, like, it's always in the big matches, though, because, like, when you're on SmackDown, he'll wrestle, like, a really good match on SmackDown and random Raws, but then, like, a big pay-per-view like this is like, damn, this is the worst time you could have did this.
And that's the problem, right? Like, you can't put somebody in a big spot that everybody wants him in when every time he gets close to that spot, he fucks up. You can't do that in the main event of WrestleMania.
Nah. But it is what it is.
Randy Orton gets the win. I wanted Trick to win. I really did. I know we talked about it, and we both know, like, it's going to be a 4-way at WrestleMania, like, whatever, with the Fallout and Drew. And it's just, like, it's so predictable, and it's so fucking lame. Like, do something new. You got Roman Reigns versus CM Punk on the other side. This is the one time where you cannot have to, like, force feed another championship match with people in there, and you can put somebody new into it, and nobody will care. Because at the end of the day, we're still getting Roman versus CM Punk. So guess what? Have Trick Williams win the fucking Elimination Chamber and fight Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't win at WrestleMania, it'll still be a good look. But, like, what are we doing? Like, we're just retreading the same thing. Randy Orton, why did Randy Orton need to win the Elimination Chamber? I don't understand. And I love Randy Orton. Like, it's not like I'm not trying to talk shit on Randy Orton, but it's like,
Same. What
are we doing with creative? Like you said, it's predictable. Probably a 4-way. I'm guessing they'll get Jacob in there and Cody because they got screwed by Drew in the match.
So
I don't know.
Cody's last title match, Drew McIntyre put in the contract. If you don't win, you don't get another shot while I'm the champion. Nick Aldis comes out after the show. Cody versus Drew on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu's probably like, wait a minute. This motherfucker screwed me out of the chamber twice. Where's my title shot? So you know what's going to happen? Jacob Fatu's going to come out. Now it's going to be a 4-way. It's the most predictable fucking way to get there. Honestly, I hope fucking Randy Orton wins the belt at WrestleMania. Fuck it. And like you said, like, I ain't trying to talk shit about Orton. Like, that's been my guy for years. But, like, this is just... Everybody gave Triple H so many flowers because he took over for Vince in the middle of the Bloodline era. The business was great. All he had to do was not fuck it up. Now the honeymoon phase is over. And, buddy, them chickens are coming home to roost because this motherfucker cannot get it right. Yeah. Any of it.
I also was gonna ask. I think Sammy. I'm guessing it's probably gonna be more likely a fatal 4-way than them doing like a 5-pack challenge. If Sammy would be the odd man out, you think he gets Trick at Mania?
Probably. That seems to be Trick seems to come out talking shit about him all the time.
He needs to, and then Trick needs to beat the shit out of him. And then what happened? What do you think will happen with Oba?
Brock.
You think he would be in? People were saying LA Knight, Brock.
Not after last night.
But if Oba were to do Brock, and he got to beat the dog shit out of him.
In what world would people see LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar?
That's what I'm saying. People weren't happy about it, but you know, where it's smoke, there's fire. A lot of the dirt sheets, quote unquote, were saying it. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't think it makes any sense to me.
I'm not even watching WrestleMania.
That's cap. you know you're gonna watch WrestleMania.
I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna go to the roulette table. I'll watch that shit on replay.
Oh, you ain't watching it live? Yeah, I can see that. I don't know, man. This shit is just
trash.
It was like Elimination Chamber. It was like, especially being so good last year with that John Cena turn. Like WrestleMania 41 is when shit started being weird.
No, it all went downhill when Cody beat Roman.
You think so? I think they started some good stuff after WrestleMania 40.
Cody's reign sucked. Roman disappeared.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of true. The Cena turn was pretty cool, though.
And then nothing happened with that. Jey Uso became popular, won Royal Rumble, won world title, didn't do shit with it for a month and a half, and just lost it on a random episode of Raw. Also, Goldberg could get a world title.
Yeah. Another thing, you just made me think of something. They building Gunther up as this career killer, and he lost the 3-way match to qualify. Like, what's gonna happen with him at Mania?
I don't even know. Right now, he's in a fucking feud with Dragon Lee.
That's nasty work.
I can tell you this, though. If Oba doesn't have a match at WrestleMania, it's definitely going to be him and Brock.
Oh, yeah. If they don't build him having a match going into it, he's definitely going to be the one to answer it.
And that reaction to that crowd, when Brock comes out and they're like, it's an open challenge and Heyman's talking his shit, and all of a sudden Oba's music hits and he comes out doing that fucking walk, boy, it's going to be on. And he's going to beat the dog shit out of Brock.
That'll be fun. But one thing we got to touch on before we wrap up, though. We found out what was in the box.
Do we have to touch on that?
Oh, yeah. Something that was kind of very nice and very evil.
I just don't get Danhausen. And I don't get why this was such a... I saw Bully Ray like, WWE didn't make a big deal about the reveal. The IWC, shut the fuck up. They've been talking about this for weeks. Bully Ray said this shit. They've been talking about this shit for weeks. He said it on Twitter the other night. Last night. Like, it was the IWC that made it a big deal. WWE didn't. This shit's been all over Raw. Been all over SmackDown. All they've been talking about was the date for it. And then he comes out with a bunch of dancing people like it's Up All Night back in the day with Gilbert Godfrey and what was that chick's name? The dressed like a witch. Elvira.
I was like I said, I was floating in and out of consciousness watching it this morning.
I imagine you woke up like,
I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Is the Elimination Chamber over? Like, what is this?
I was literally like confused and like I didn't have my wits about. I'm like, what is going? Because the rumor was Danhausen, so I wasn't surprised about that. But just the presentation, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing right now? This is the company. This is the perfect company he should be in, being a comedy act. I never was a big Danhausen fan, and now it's like a variety hour. It's just weird. The crowd was booing at the end. I didn't realize the guy was so little too. He looked like real little.
He's fucking tiny. All his dancers were bigger than he was. Also, is he gonna have the dancers all the time? Like, what? It's an indie thing that they put in WWE. Like during WrestleMania season, what the fuck are we doing?
I bet they thought they were cooking too when they thought of this idea.
Man, that Chicago crowd booed the shit out of Danhausen.
I don't know. I don't
Triple H,
understand.
they're gonna love it. We're gonna give them what they want. They're complaining about booking. Nobody want that shit. They didn't want it in AEW. That's why he's gone.
Yeah, and he barely wrestled at AEW, even when he was healthy. He's just gonna be backstage with Truth. Basically, I don't see him. Yeah, I don't see him wrestling here either.
He's gonna have a fucking year-long feud with the Miz.
Exactly. Putting curses on him. Maybe he's gonna be the one that put the curse on the Vision. Maybe that's why they think.
Yeah, him and Tozawa, they're gonna have a fucking beef.
Nah, a lot of people were saying he's gonna be right in AAA or NXT. I don't know.
Yeah,
hey, he was able to secure the bag and paid all that money just to.
Yeah, good for him. And he had dancers with him too.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Like the Nitro
were they
girls.
hot?
Yeah, they look good to me.
But they had the face paint on. Like, who knows what's going on underneath there?
Man, sometimes those pleather outfits.
I don't know. Well,
you watch Instagram, you see all the muscle mommies. Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week, and then we'll get up out of here.
Yeah, that's a good way to sum up the Elimination Chamber, the Danhausen rollout.
Trash.
Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. I'll let you go first. I gotta think about it.
I don't think I've ever picked her. Because since we've been doing this, she hadn't been wrestling. But I'm going to go with the GOAT. Hardcore country Mickey James. I was feeling what she was wearing. She got quit coming out there in them hills when she wanted to throw hands up. Roll her ankle or something.
Yeah, shout out to Mickey James.
Got her ass kicked.
Since I
Dana Brooke wasn't trying to hear that shit this week.
I missed it. I gotta go back and watch Impact. But
they was in the ring talking shit to each other, and the Elegance brand rolled up on. Well, I guess you don't want me to tell you if you can go watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it. But I didn't see a lot of people in street clothes this week. I'll go with Charlotte again. She's backstage eating ice cream. In
her little fit ass don't eat ice cream like that.
I know she don't.
Cap.
Yeah, she's been like you said, she's been more likable now that she's not shoved down our throat. So 2 weeks in a row, Charlotte Flair.
And look what happens, right? All these years where they try to shove Charlotte down her throat, I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of Charlotte. They stopped doing it, and what do I say? Man, they should have put Charlotte in the fucking title match. It's so easy.
You know what Brian Daniel would say? Fickle.
Yep. I mean, we saw this turn coming last year at WrestleMania when I was cheering for her, though.
Yeah, we were there. Were you? Was that night 2? I can't remember. Was that night 1 or 2?
That was night 1 that I was there, and I was cheering for Charlotte again because everybody was booing her.
Yeah. You saw it coming.
So something we saw in New Zealand that reminded me of Marina Shafir. There was we went to dinner. There was this little Asian chick that was there, little schoolgirl outfit, the whole nine, smoking a cigarette, and me and my girlfriend both were like, ugh, like she just lost so many points smoking a cigarette. Marina Shafir came out and attacked Toni Storm on Collision, and she like ripped her fucking sweater off, and I say this a lot sometimes under my breath. I'm like, man, Marina Shafir is a good looking woman. And she's standing there, you know what I see? A fucking can of dip in her back pocket.
Really?
I don't know what else a circle in her back pocket would have been.
I saw the plyo tape on her back. I didn't see the...
No, in her back pocket, it was a little can about that big sticking out. Hey, it could have been anything, but growing up here in Georgia, that's a can of dip in your back pocket right there. Like,
yeah, I see her dipping though, and then forgetting to take that out of her pocket before going out on national TV. Maybe it was something.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was a roll of tape that she was using earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That put 2 and 2 together because she had it on her back. So maybe that was the plyo tape.
I don't know. Looked like a can of dip to me. Anyway, for the women out there, please don't dip and don't smoke.
This is random. Before you, let's go have it with Toni next because she doesn't need a title to be over, and I don't think they're gonna put it in. Is she gonna just feud with Marina just forever? I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's where they're going. Marina and Toni at Revolution.
I won't be mad at
this
that.
could be a way to get Marina Shafir over enough to get into the title picture. Because besides her running with the Death Riders, like I never really take her seriously as a wrestler.
Yeah, me either. She's like does well mixing it up with the guys better than with the women for some reason.
Yeah.
Kind of like China.
I'm go right by that one. Anything else you want to say before we get up out of here, EJ?
People saw the tape with her and X-Pac. We'll just leave it at that.
EJ, about the fucking viewers, man.
Hey, man, shout out to everyone
China
in the chat.
One night.
Rest in peace, Joni. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Come back in the chat. We're back after taking a week off. We'll make sure to.
Did you see the other one where she was a wrestler and like they had Vince McMahon in there and Stephanie McMahon? Lisa Ann was playing a part of Stephanie McMahon, and they had a Hulk Hogan guy in there and a Triple H, and
I saw all of it, man. I saw. Man.
Do your own research, guys.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, shout out to everybody. You know, chiming in on the chat and people listening in the future on Apple and Spotify and all that good stuff.
Yeah, if you're listening later on, please leave us a rating on your favorite podcasting platform. If you're watching on YouTube, hey man, subscribe on your way out. Hit that sub button on your way out. Hit that like button. Tell your friends about it, and we'll be back next week. I don't think there's any more time off until WrestleMania week. So we'll be here every Sunday, noon Eastern time, and we'll be on your favorite podcasting platforms. Until then, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Peace!